Hi, everybody. I'm Joe Calderone, your host for Coach's Corner here on UAlbanySports.com. Joining us now is the head coach of the UAlbany baseball team, John Bam Bam Mueller. I'm bringing the Bam Bam back.
Okay.
You guys had a nice weekend against UMBC. Kind of want to break that down. You took 2 out of 3. We'll start with game 1. That was April the 9th. You guys win 10-4. Brendan Ryan, 7 1/3, 4 earned, but he was he was cruising through 7, and it got to him just a little bit in that 8th, but he had a really good pitching performance, and you guys really silenced a lineup that has like 5 or 6 guys that are hitting like 300 or better.
Yeah, Brendan was tremendous. He took us in the 8th inning. Excuse me. But he really pitched like a veteran. We needed him to step up, and just a tremendous effort all around by Brendan.
Yeah, when you look at how you guys were at the plate, Connor Powers, I talked about him when we first did our first ever edition. a guy that was coming in, a JUCO guy, 3 for 5 with an RBI, 2 runs, and Evan Harista, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Just talk about the way those guys and some of the other guys in the lineup hit in that series opener.
Yeah, Evan was solid. He's a veteran who's come on as of late. Connor's been waiting to kind of get a little spark from him lately, and he's been nice and short to the ball, and he had a tremendous home run, and was kind of on one wheel most of the weekend, but we really set the stage early with a lot of energy in that dugout, and it really carried over into the opener, and went right into the next day.
Sure. And so you look at, you guys opened up with that one game on Saturday, doubleheader on Sunday, and again you silenced their very potent lineup. You open up that doubleheader with a 6-1 win. We know about the bats, but another guy who came back in. You haven't had him in a month, but he's slowly starting to become an ace for you guys. Ryan Steiner, 5 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 6 Ks. Not too shabby.
Ryan was tremendous. It's been unfortunate because we've gone into the first couple conference weekends without our bullets. We went to Hartford, and 2 of our 3 rotation guys were there. We went to Binghamton. We had 1. Woods was by himself without failing, without Steiner, and now this last weekend, Brendan Ryan bumped up and started, and Ryan Steiner was tremendous on Saturday, very sharp. We expect his velocity to climb as he goes. He'll get another start this weekend with St. Peter's coming in. We'll probably move him a day. And Marcus was great too. He's another guy. Hasn't pitched in 3 weeks. Had some soreness. Came out, threw the ball extremely well. We had an opportunity to sweep that series on Sunday. We faced a real good righty, Conrad Wozniak, and we battled all weekend. It was a great series win, much needed. Climbed up in the double digits with the wins. Got to play at home. Won a series at home. Got some confidence back this past weekend, and I think that was essential for the guys to keep believing the message we're sending them.
I wanted to ask you one more thing about Steiner, but I also wanted to ask you one thing because you just mentioned it. Here you are already into double-digit wins. Last year you had 13. You're already at 10 right now. How pleased are you with the progress of this team to this point?
Well, you look at it 2 ways. Health-wise, I'm very happy because, like I said, we expect Woody to get back soon. He's kind of got a little back spasm thing going on. But we're 3-6 in the conference. I would have hoped to have been around 4-5 with a tough series at Hartford, a tough series at Binghamton. Didn't play well against Binghamton. Played pretty well against Hartford. We felt like we could have got that first game, and played very well against UMBC this past weekend. So we've made some progress. You want to have around 18 to 20 wins at this stage. At the end of the year with so many games you play on the road, and we play a very, very aggressive non-conference schedule.
Yes.
You add the St. John's in there, the cream of the crop in the Big East, and I think that progress moving forward. We've had a lot of freshmen play, 5 freshman arms. Dom Savino was unhittable this weekend with great command over his fastball, showed a good slider. Derek Balbiers has been good in different spots. Hunter Torres, Kenny McLean's had good starts, and Angelo Spadafino was great in a tough luck loss yesterday. But it was a long day yesterday against St. John's, but Angelo Spadafino was right around 90, 91, and all 5 of those freshmen have done a great job this year. Brendan Ryan, Woody will come back, but we're healthy. Like I said, we're at 10 wins. We have 22, 24 games left to go. We're 3-6 in the conference. We're probably a game back there. A couple more wins here. Instead of the losses, you're 12 and 17, 12 and 16, sure. And you're right about where you want to be. So we're a couple wins behind, but St. Peter's coming in and at home. We expect to, continue to play well on the weekend like we've been doing and make progress there.
Yeah, when you talk about St. Peter's coming in, they're in the MAC, they're last in that conference, but how dangerous, and we've been doing these coaches' corners now for a couple of months here, this season anyways. And, I always ask the coaches, because it's more self-serving. Being somebody that's covered sports forever, you'll be shocked. I didn't play at the college level. But, it's always fascinating to me, how much does it keep you up at night going into a game or a series that you should win, but because the other team, it's like they're in a corner. They have nowhere to go but up. Does that always worry you as a coach? I mean, they're 1-8 right now in conference play, and they're a number of games under 500. Does that always worry you going in?
Well, if you look at it from their angle, they're looking at a team that only has 10 wins. So maybe they're saying this is an opportunity for us to go win a series and build some momentum. So I don't respect St. Peter's any less than I respected St. John's yesterday. They're Division I baseball players. They're well coached. They have guys that can go out there and do it on the mound, and they can come in and win the weekend. There's no question about it. You obviously guard towards a letdown, but we need to come with a lot of energy. I mean, energy's been the tone the last week and a half where, we had a little bit of a lifeless dugout against Marist, against Binghamton. I thought we came out flat. I felt it right from the get-go. And people that don't understand baseball say, well, how can it be flat? But you can feel it. If you're in the dugout, you can hear what's being said. You can hear the level. You look around, and sometimes you have to create energy for yourself, and that's what we try to do. Sometimes your defense can create that, but one of the old adages is your momentum's only as good as your starting pitcher. And we've had some guys go out that threw the ball extremely well last weekend, and we're expecting that this weekend. We're expecting Brendan Ryan to go out, Marcus Failing, Ryan Steiner to build off his last start, and we're not really sure the status of Woods yet, but we're hopeful that we'll be able to use him in some capacity by the time we have to go to UMass Lowell.
John Mueller, head coach of the UAlbany baseball team. Coach, thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.
And as always, again, I know it's like beating a dead horse here, but follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, tell a friend about UAlbanysports.com. I'm Joe Calderone. That's another edition of Coach's Corner in the books. We'll see you next time. Take care.